A, B, C, D. I can't really rap. Peanut butter jelly, that my favorite fucking snack.
What's good, everybody? Man, it's your boy Gerard Sharif for Young Kings, mixing and tutorials. And today we're going to hit on the concept of recording. I'm going to give you 3 simple tips to ensure you get the best recording you can get into your DAW. A lot of people have troubles with this, and a lot of people make excuses. Hey, I don't have the best acoustic treated room, and blah, blah, blah. That plays a factor, but you can still get great vocals recorded and tracked into your DAW without the best acoustically treated room. And I'm gonna give you 3 steps, with step number 1 being 1. Have a pop filter. Please invest in a pop filter. You can get one for as little as $20. You can get one all the way up to $100. But get a pop filter. It helps with all the puzz sounds, all the buzz sounds, and it takes all the plosives out of your recordings, and it'll make for a more cleaner sound and a more professional sound. So be sure to get a pop filter. Excuse me. 2. This is like a factor that plays roles in different aspects of recording. Like, for instance, we're going to talk about distance, your distance from the mic. A lot of people like to sway and move when they record because it's just natural to move when you're making music or listening to music, you know. And with that, a lot of people like to record close to the microphone. And when you record close to the microphone and you're moving, it picks all those different movements up and all the different sounds, and you can hear in your DAW that they were moving and how close they were. Another thing is, when you're close, the microphone will pick up the more bass response from your vocals because of the cardioid shape of the recording. That's how the mic picks up, I should say. That's not the recording, but the mic picks up in like a heart shape. So at the front, you see it's a heart, right? So at the front, it picks it up right there, and it traps the bass into, and it'll cause for a more bassy vocal. So to me, I like to stand at least 4 to 8 inches away from the microphone. You know, a foot sometimes the most. So, and I use the pop filter as a halfway mark. So the mic's here. I'll place the pop filter at least 4 to 5 inches away from the mic, just as a safe zone. Like, this is the closest I'll go to the microphone. That's the closest I'll go. And then I stand an additional 4 to 5 inches away from the pop filter. So you get a more solid recording. It picks up your vocals. You're not getting the bassy response, and it's not picking up all of the movement you're getting. But you want to be careful not to stand too far away, because if the farther you get, you got to remember the mic picks up a lot in the room. It'll pick up the whole ambience of the room. If you're standing farther, you know, you'll have the reverberation from your voice bouncing off the walls, coming back into the microphone with you. And you do not want that. So make sure you stand at least 4 to 8 inches away from the mic when recording. Have a pop filter. And our last tip of the day for recording is proper gain staging. And me as an engineer, this is something a lot of artists, when they're recording, they, hey, can you turn my vocals up? Can you turn my vocals up? And a lot of rookie engineers will turn their vocals up on the preamp. But once you actually find a sweet spot for their vocals in your preamp settings, don't touch it again. Do not touch the preamp again during that session. Let it remain there. And to me, a sweet spot is at least halfway of the meter. And I'll do another video explaining halfway of the peak meter on the actual preamp and all that. Well, I'll use my interface to show you. And I like to record with the vocals hitting, peaking at least halfway of the meter, so I can have good headroom, so I won't have those peaks, and I'll have a good clean recording with a lot of headroom, so it won't be as muddy when you actually get it in the mix. So a lot of people like to turn it up when they're recording, so when they say, hey, let me turn my vocals up, turn their vocals up in the DAW. On the channel strips in the DAW, you can play with that fader, move it up and down as much as they want, but do not touch the preamp, because the preamp is actually what's being recorded. You cannot change that once it's in the DAW. Whereas when you're moving the fader inside of the DAW, you can always move that back to unity, which is 0. So the 3 steps of today to get a much cleaner recording is 1, have a pop filter, 2, your distance from the microphone, 4 to 8 inches, and 3, proper gain staging while recording. So it's Gerard Sharif with Young Kings Entertainment, mixing tips and tutorials. And if this video was in any way informative to you, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and get a, show love. We is the most littest channel giving audio advice.
I see you. You ain't hit that subscribe button. Get back and hit that subscribe button before you leave this video.
Yeah.